Hi friends, I'm live again on a Monday at noonish. I'm not very good at being here right away, but today I thought I would share a little bit about Timani and how it will show up in the Pain-Free Performer program this summer. So I'm going to give you my story with Timani, and hopefully I don't get caught off in this video at all. In 2019, I went to the Performing Arts Medicine Association Symposium Conference at UCLA, and I attended the workshop of Tina Margarita Nilsson. She is the creator of Timani, and I was blown away by her workshop. The information she gave and how she interacted with the audience, the participants, was like totally. It made me immediately want to know more. I was totally captivated, and so I approached her after her workshop, which I don't remember the name of. It had a really long title. And she offered to give me a private lesson. And at that time in my life, I had, written my dissertation about using yoga for violin playing and the benefits of some of the more physical practices. But I also felt like there was still something missing. Like I didn't quite have all the answers, but I was still looking. I had started Corps Sonore with Madeline, so that was roughly almost a year old at that point, and it was, I turned on some weird glittery something that I want to turn off, and I hope it goes away. It was at that point like I just was really searching for that final something. There always seemed to be something almost missing a little bit from all of the movement modalities that I had tried and their application to music making. And so when I had my first lesson with Tina, she asked me, how do I feel? Does anything feel uncomfortable? Or do I have any pain? Or, she kind of asked me some questions to find out what my physical experience is. And then I played for her, and I got really nervous, as we all do. And then she gave me some very simple experiences and some very straightforward knowledge about anatomy and how the body works. And when I played again, I felt like I was stepping on the gas with my sound. Like that is truly how it felt to make music. I felt like I all of a sudden had this power inside of me to like just pull sound and sound and sound and sound out of my violin that I felt like I had been working so hard for, and now all of a sudden it's like I couldn't help it. It just kept soaring out of my instrument. And I was totally hooked, and I had another lesson the next day, and it was more of the same. I felt like my body was vibrating with the music. I felt like I was resonating. I wasn't playing the violin. It was like this joint experience. My violin and myself were creating sound. And I had never felt that before, ever. And I immediately was like, could not stop talking about it. And I knew I had to sign up for the teacher training, and I knew I was going to sign up for the Timani community, because it was exactly what I needed. I was never a person who had a debilitating injury. I had fatigue and issues caused by long hours in the practice room or really grueling rehearsal schedules. I was fortunate enough to never have something that fully really stopped me from playing for extended periods of time. But all of a sudden, through this method, I felt like I could go for days. Like I felt like I was the Energizer Bunny. Like I had just extra backup resources of music trapped inside of me, and I just like wanted to play and play and play and play. And it re-energized my practice sessions. Like then all of a sudden I instead of thinking like, oh, I have to go, oh, hi Jenny. Instead of thinking I have to go practice whatever for whatever concert, it was like, oh, I'm gonna try activating my iliacus before I play, you know, Mendelssohn's Scottish Symphony or whatever it was that I was working on that week. And wow, oh my gosh, I really feel the difference in playing my octaves if I do these hand exercises first. And wow, when I really work on my core support and core stability, playing solo Bach is hard, but it's not that hard. So all of a sudden I had these resources and these tools to make music making like at its core more joyful, because I wasn't fighting myself anymore. And the trick or the key to that was that I had more knowledge, right? I didn't learn about the body or anatomy or how all of this worked just so I could learn it and like, you know, go hang out with my friends over cocktails and, you know, compete about who knew more muscles in the forearm. Like on one hand, I don't really care. I mean, I do care, but I don't care unless it matters, right? And this information and this experience of this anatomy and waking up these systems in my body, all of a sudden it mattered. It made it so clear that the knowledge base that most musicians lack about our system, our body, how to use it, how to optimize it, that's left out of our training. We're often told, you need to go practice, you need to learn how to play your octaves, you need to practice that cadenza, you have to practice this bowing technique, you have to do this, you have to do this. But we're often missing that how to do it optimally for you, right? When we listen to our teachers, and I'm not saying we shouldn't because they have so much to teach us. When we listen to our teachers, they might not know what it is that they do with their body, with their anatomy, what's happening underneath the surface that is making their experience so great. They might not know how to articulate their success to you on a really fundamental level, right? How do you know which muscles are going to bend your fingers, or which muscles in your shoulder should be holding your instrument, or which muscles in your shoulder should be doing more movement, right? These elements are really left out of our music education. And I am not an advocate for knowing things for pointless reasons. I actually I don't have the memory for it. Like I can't remember anything really well unless it like really impacts my life. And so all of a sudden being armed with this knowledge that was leading to these incredible payoffs in my playing. Like not only was I not tired after practicing for a couple hours, like joyfully making music locked in a room by myself, passing this information on to my students, helping them avoid injury, helping them play to their most musical ability, helping them build better technique, helping them build an awareness of their own capacity. Through all of this information, it made sense. When you apply it to what you do and you immediately feel and hear the benefits, it makes sense to know this stuff, right? So Timani it's many things. I'll give you my soapbox, my elevator pitch? I'm not sure. Timani for me is several things. It is a way of optimizing the music making experience through accessing specific anatomy, specifically for music making. And what I mean by that is really accessing the muscles in your body, or the systems or the structures in your body built for support, to support so that the structures meant for movement can move. Okay? And some people say, okay, yeah, sure, whatever. What does that even mean? Well, when you think about it, if I, my shoulder has 3 bones. We don't, in music school, we're often not even taught that, to be honest. If it has 3 bones, how many muscles are around those bones? And out of those muscles, which muscles do or should do what? And am I using those muscles to do the things that they should do or do the best, right? And in my own experience, I was not doing that. When my teacher told me to put my violin on my shoulder, I put my violin on my shoulder and it looked like this. Okay? And already with my air violin, you can see how my shoulder comes up and I'm in a rigid stuck position, right? And then if you think about how mobile that shoulder joint is, and now I've taken a whole bunch of muscles and frozen them into one position, how could this possibly lead to optimal violin playing, right? All of these movement muscles are now stuck. They're just sitting there like this, scrunched up. And then obviously, after I've played and held myself like this for several hours or even 30 minutes, I'm going to be stiff, I'm going to be sore, I'm going to need to do things to relieve the feeling of making music. And the older you get, most of us start playing an instrument because we love it. We love making music, we love playing, we love hanging out with our music friends, we love the instrument. I remember, that's why I started violin. I saw a violinist at a block party and I fell in love and I wanted to do it. I can't imagine when I was a kid, if I had walked out of the first several lessons and been like, man, my shoulder really hurts, why I would have stuck with it. But as professionals, we've accepted a certain amount of pain as part of, it's just inevitable. It's there and I have to recover. I go to the chiropractor or I get a massage or I do whatever it is I do. I do a lot of yoga. Not that I'm complaining about yoga because I also do a lot of yoga. But we shouldn't really, I think we need to change our perspective away from what I need to do to recover from making music to what can I do to optimize my own system to make music better so that I have to recover less. And that really is what Timani does so brilliantly. So in the program this summer, the Pain-Free Performer starts June 7th. There's a link in my bio, wherever it is, if you want to sign up for the email list and find. We're going to Timani and applying to our music making experience. That is the point. It's to kind of get us out of these almost locked habits. Let's see, Jenny, is this for all musicians? Yes, it is for all musicians. So absolutely sign up. The link is in my bio. It should be the first or second thing on the link tree or whatever it's called. I'm not young enough to know all the cool language. But really using these modalities to unlock these habits, to understand what we could use to do it better, to experience that feeling. Not just to know, it's not just about knowing. Knowing is part of it. We need to know so we can help our students. We need to know so we can experience the physical sensation. But you don't need to know just to know, right? That's not the point of knowing. The point of knowing is so that you can change and optimize and grow and enhance what you already do so beautifully. The other thing I want to make sure is clear is that Timani, or at least the way I have experienced it, is another way of feeling gratitude for your own system, your own body. We work so hard to do what we do. We have accepted some of this insane repertoire and music that we play is just it's just like a test we have to endure, or it's something my teacher made me do, or I have to record this thing, or whatever. It's become this other thing, and we work so hard at it. And my experience of Timani has made me so grateful for what my body can accomplish, and I'm going to use that, what it already has done, to the next level, right? All of my work to this phase right here is uncomfortable. The next phase of work is to take away some of that discomfort, to almost think about it like getting out of my own way, or uncovering some deeper truths, more latent or hidden in my body, right? So I recommend, if you're intrigued by this, I have a couple blog posts up that I've written about my experience with Timani. I have been sending out email updates with more information about the program this summer, and I recommend you sign up for the emails now, because this week I will be officially announcing one of my very special guests for this program. I have dangled this carrot for the last couple weeks, but now I am officially going to share it. So if you want to know before I say anything on social media, go ahead and sign up for the email updates, and you'll get all of the details there. If you are curious, or you know somebody who might be curious, or you're the spouse or the best friend of a musician, somebody who you think might be really interested in Timani, I love, one more time, love talking about this stuff. So send me a direct message, email me, get in touch, and we can set up a one-on-one session to talk more about you and Timani and this program, and how all of this information will benefit you and address your specific needs. So, super nice to hang out with you guys today. I'll be back every Monday to talk more about this stuff. If you have specific questions you want me to address in this setting, also send them my way. I can't wait. And I hope you have a beautiful week. And happy April. And I'll see you next time. Bye.